Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So we have a pretty interesting story here for you guys. It's been some time, but seems like Undisputed has kind of been out of sight, out of mind, right? Out of mind, out of sight, however you want to say it. As you guys know, Shannon Sharpe made his abrupt departure from Undisputed literally the day after the NBA Finals. He was like, adios, I'm out of here. Peace. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Peace out. He left the building. Prior to that, we know the stories, between Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. We saw the blow-ups on television, so a lot of us, suspected that this was most likely going to happen. Shannon Sharpe has pretty much been quiet since then, but he did say, you will be seeing me on morning television pretty soon. That's all we know. On the other side, we have Skip Bayless. Undisputed elected to basically suspend the show until August 28th. And all we've been left with is Skip Bayless's podcast, which is, well, whatever. So Skip Bayless has been putting out various podcasts. In the midst of all of that, there's been this feverish search for Shannon Sharpe's replacement. At the time, before the ESPN layoffs, a lot of people suspected that they were going to look internally. Look at people like Joy Taylor, LaShawn McCoy, Chris Broussard. I heard names like Nick Wright, and a few others at the network. Then ESPN went through the list of firings, and a lot of big names became available. Jalen Rose, Max Kellerman, who I think would work. Keyshawn Johnson, some people threw his name out. They had Jeff Van Gundy, but I don't think Jeff Van Gundy would do the show, right? So people have been kind of speculating, oscillating back and forth, trying to figure out, okay, who's going to be the next person. So then I heard a story out there surrounding this story with Richard Sherman and Skip Bayless. And when I heard the name Richard Sherman, I'm like, wait a minute. Are we talking about the same Richard Sherman that had the blow up with Skip Bayless on television when he was working at ESPN? You see, I'm sure a good amount of you maybe don't know about this blow up. So what we want to do is we want to play exactly the blow up between Skip Bayless and Richard Sherman on television. And then we're going to come back and continue on with the show. Take a listen to that.
How good do you really believe you are? Because you got people out there looking at you and saying, he's just talking smack. How good do you believe you are?
Well, I believe my numbers speak for themselves. I mean, my tape speaks for itself. My tape is my resume. That's what I leave it up to. I mean, you can say whatever you want. Skip can say whatever he wants, but Skip, whenever you refer to me, whenever you speak to me, whenever you address me as all-pro Stanford graduate, because those are some accomplishments you can aspire to, you will never accomplish. You have never accomplished anything. So, but those things are on my resume. Those are what I've done. It's my second year in the NFL, going on my third. I mean, you tell me who's wrong.
Okay, I'll accept that. I think I've accomplished more in my field than you have in yours, though you're just getting started.
So I'm the top of my field. So I'm all pro. I'm the best, one of the best 22 players in the NFL. You're going to brush it off, but I don't think you're the best 22 anything in sports and in media and anything. I think you think more of yourself than you actually can, prove. But
okay. Do you think you're better than Darrelle Revis is right now?
In my 24 years of life, I'm better at life than you.
Okay.
So
all right, that's fair.
Let's get down to that.
Let's not get personal here. I just want to know.
It's not personal.
Do you think you're better than Darrelle Revis is right now?
I'm better than you. So I have nothing to say about him. I mean, that's pretty much done. My numbers speak for themselves.
Now you want to trash talk me, which is totally cool with me.
Actually, I'm on a campaign to do a lot of community service.
Okay, I know you are at your high school. We're going to talk about that in just a minute.
At high school, speaking to high school kids.
What's your goal? Richard, what's your motive here?
To be the best NFL corner in.
Okay, but do you want to promote yourself into a bigger name, a household name, so that you can do more commercials and maybe have your own show? Is that your goal?
The first team All-Pro is my goal. I accomplished it. So now it's on to bigger and better things. Those are my goals. Those are always going to be my goals. Fine. That is perfectly fine because I understand that. I am intelligent enough, capable enough to understand that you are ignorant pompous, egotistical cretinton. And that's really what it comes down to. And I'm going to crush you on here in front of everybody because I'm tired of hearing about it.
I think you're having a problem crushing me because you've avoided every question that we've asked you about why you're engaging in so much trash talk with Revis and Roddy and all the others.
I'm talking to you right now. This isn't about any of them. So let's talk here right now. I mean, you're bringing up old stuff. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about right here, right now. On the screen, it says 12 picks, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 NFL seasons. Let's talk about that.
Okay,
until
Richard,
otherwise spoken.
Richard, you're not letting the numbers speak for themselves. You're speaking for Richard Sherman. Again and again and again, you're taking away the focus of how good you were the last 2 years on the field because you're only becoming known for your trash talking.
Because you're not listening. You're not actually paying attention.
That's all I can do.
What you said
every
earlier
day.
today was apparent. It was obvious that you didn't watch the season. You didn't watch my tape. You said I'm not even in the same class, the same discussion. That's when you lose credibility. That's when you lose credibility.
No, I don't.
Because
I gain it.
You couldn't argue valid points to prove that. You couldn't argue anything. You could just say it. That's an opinion, and that's why your opinion is discredited because there's no facts behind it. There are facts to everything I say. There are facts that support things I say. Explain to me your facts. I'm
about
listening.
Darrelle Revis?
So you heard the exchange between the two of them. So this morning I was going to the internet. I came across an article from Sports Illustrated, and it had the statement: Richard Sherman emerges as candidate for Fox Sports Undisputed per report. Continues on with Fox Sports 1 halting new episodes of Undisputed until August 28th after the departure of co-host Shannon Sharpe. The network is still searching for a replacement to join Bayless on the popular sports talk show. One of the network's top candidates is former Seahawks cornerback Richard Sherman, per the New York Post's Andrew Marchand. This wouldn't be Sherman's first experience working in the broadcast world. He worked as an analyst pregame and postgame for Amazon Prime's Thursday Night Football last season. The potential pairing of Sherman and Bayless wouldn't mark the first time the two have butted heads on air. In 2013, and then All-Pro Sherman made an appearance on ESPN First Take and didn't hold back trash talking Bayless, as he even told his host that he never accomplished anything. Sharpe left the show on June 13th after 7 seasons with Bayless. The former NFL tight end has explicitly detailed why he decided to leave the show. So that's what the article had to say there. Here are my thoughts. I think Skip Bayless is turning into a gimmick at this point. He's a tenured guy in the business. No one is disputing that. That is not my point. But I think Skip Bayless is turning into a clown show. If you have been following this story ever since the departure of Shannon Sharpe, it's been one thing after the other. If you guys are unaware, Skip Bayless, about a week or so ago, publicly recruited Charles Barkley, of all people, to come and work with him. Charles Barkley, a person that has made it clear on multiple occasions that he could care less for Skip Bayless. And Skip Bayless still went out there and tried to recruit him to essentially put on a circus. Now we're hearing Richard Sherman. Is Richard Sherman qualified for the job? I don't know. What I do know is that they have a very, very heated past. And now all of a sudden, these two guys are going to become friends on TV. What is Undisputed turning into at this point? What is it turning into? Shannon Sharpe was so easy to replace. Now look at what they're going through. Look at what they're going through. I'm going to watch, yes, to see what it turns into. But Skip is looking bad out here, man. Skip, it's like nobody's checking for Skip right now. I'm just keeping him 100. I've seen some episodes of his show. It's like no one is checking for Skip. And for someone that was so disrespectful to Shannon Sharpe, you would have thought that he was bringing everything to the table. Really, you would have thought that if he goes out and does his own show, independent of the network, independent of the platform, it'll be bringing in big numbers, but it's the total opposite. It's literally the total opposite. And now we're reaching for Richard Sherman. To me, I just think the whole thing is turning into a gimmick. I don't think it's amusing. I think it's turning into a clown show. I think that is what Undisputed is aiming to become, a clown show at this point. These are just my thoughts as a consumer of the product. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.